Many of you have been asking about what are the biggest sales of January, and Tier 0 has 10% off the entire website and code What's Good 5 stacks on top of this behemoth. Alright, so if you guys are interested, they have starlights all across the board here. This is one of the easier things to find, just kind of pull up here. Any sealed product that they have in stock, 10% off plus What's Good 5. I believe that brings you to 15% off site-wide. I will leave a link down below, of course, and if you guys use What's Good 5, you get that full extended discount for you guys. Don't be like the 33.4% of you guys who have not smashed that little crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so we can get to 100K. Top 10 best-selling cards before what would have been YCS past the. I'm sorry, guys. It is good to see that we are having a remote dual YCS at least for this weekend here. And with the cancellation of events through what, February here? Yeah, rip Columbus. I really wanted to get the chance to see everybody, but there will be regionals coming back here, so we will get the chance to hopefully, fingers crossed here, cross that bridge and actually play some here. So yeah, after everything this week that happened here, we should actually get a little bit of a better peep into the format here. Not really, this format's pretty much done at this point, right? Like, there's no ban list. I don't know what Konami's doing. Don't expect a list until probably February at this rate, even though it's at January 17th. Alright, so the top best selling cards of the week just start off here with Invocation, Dragon Cycle, Ice Dragon Prison, and Alpha, the Master Beast. Now let's just take this in for a second here. Alright, we're unpacking 4 cards here across the board. Now, I did talk about Alpha earlier in the week here, and, you know, considering the fact that this is going to be one of those cards later on that's going to come up here, because it's an out to Mirror Jade, all right? Remember, Mirror Jade either sets the condition when it basically yeets itself out of existence to board wipe the opponent's field, or you can special summon Alpha, attempt to, you know, bait the effect on the Mirror Jade to generate that advantage system here so you can do your thing, or they just out the Mirror Jade wasting their thing and then you proceed to full combo, alright? And I mean, in Tri-Lyricalist coming out of the OCG here, this was just a very big tech choice out of the previous weekend here. So I've been a big advocator for pushing for this. I think that the card is excellent as a main and a side deck, because out of OCG Japan we did see, or the Japan Championship, we saw 3 in the side, 2 in the side, 1 in the main across the top 2 list here. Invocation coming in at its gold rare doesn't really surprise me. Once again, you have to remember when we look at these top 10s that these are very reflective of just the market in general. When you have cheap exploratory options for the player base to be able to acquire these cheaper cards, and as I've said in every one of these, remember, the casual player base will always drive more than the competitive player base, and if casual player wants to look at those invocations and go, $5 is way more enticing to me, that's good. The thing that surprises me most here is probably the Dragon Cycle here. I can't say that I'm surprised to see that these are doing so well here. 10E Sword Soul does continue to be the dominant build, which is very, very fine and dandy here. But, man, to see that continued dominance with this is very interesting. Ice Dragon's Prison, I mean, this is just overall cheap. So, yeah. Meanwhile, Ice Dragon Prison is pretty good tech option against everything but Drytron right now. That's very true. All right. Outside of that, are you surprised about this upcoming tech choice? Potentially good side deck card, one of the best meta swingers right now, and good budgetary options tying across the board. Yeah, I'm not surprised about this. Infinite Impermanence here. Now, Imperm has been doing amazing with this. These cards are the exact same price as the structure decks, and I've been talking about when the fact you can buy these structure decks at $11, ladies and gentlemen, and you pull the $11 card out of it. That's what, 44 more cards that you can make your money on. So buying the structure deck sealed at this point is absurdly amazing still. You know, we saw something very familiar back in the day. Hey, but I remember the Salamangreat structure deck where you could just, oh my god, I got the Ash. And then you got like the rest of the Salamangreat cards, and you were like, oh my god, like we're in such good value times here. That's what you're getting. Same thing here with this. Players are still looking to pick up those metagame trends here. I mean, with the supposed return to more future events here, more and more players like, oh cool, I can finally go play some sort of major real-life events here. And unfortunately, because of those things, you know, this was a big impact from that. Players want to pick up their cards and play again. Dogmatica Ecclesi the Virtuous. Oh boy. So let's be honest here, guys. The fact that Invoke Dogmatica still running around the format here kind of is a lower tier 1 deck here. Gives you a lot of potential options to kind of pick up things, right? Eldritch plays this as a sub-engine. What is it, just like one of these, right? Most of the time just so you can search for the punishment. Well, the tie-in for this is, what if I want to play this in the Albaz structure deck? Honestly, the other Ecclesi is way better, but players do love their options and things that they can do. Also, I mean, this thing's got what, like, I think we were seeing like a $8 price point on this for a little while here. So seeing that the maintenance for this is still doing its thing, yeah. And then we have our other tie-in down here, which is Nadir Servant as well. Same thing here with Ecclesia. Most of the sub-engines are playing 3 Nadir Servants and then just the 1 Ecclesia, all right? Because remember, Nadir Servant's got that stupid effect that you can pull back from the graveyard. I don't know how many of you guys realize that yet. I know reading's a really hard thing for Yu-Gi-Oh! Players to do in the modern era, but the fact that it recurs itself back from the graveyard just to generate that endless advantage. I mean, you don't have to go crazy in terms of your deck builds and ratios to achieve those maximized results, ladies and gentlemen. So, am I surprised to see Nadir doing as well either? Absolutely not. I think we're going to continue to see these two pretty much go hand in hand with each other for a little while here. Zeus! You know, this doesn't surprise me. The demand for this continues on too. Once again, cheap budget options, ladies and gentlemen. I would rather spend $40 on not a Zeus. That's for sure. I remember the average Yu-Gi-Oh! Player takes a look at Zeus and they're like, well, it used to be $40, $50. $12 is a lot more entertaining. And I mean, this card is as generic as it gets. You can build like 30 different decks out here. And as long as they make exceeds, you can just stick that Zeus in it. Transferable value is pretty much one of the best things that Yu-Gi-Oh! Ever has going for it. Generic staples. We always tend to see this across the board here with these things. So, I mean, we've seen Zeus in the top 10 for how many weeks at this point now? I think every top 10 that we've covered has had Zeus in being that recurring nice little piece of candy. So, yeah, $12, and I mean, the whole format wants to play this card, if at all possible. Next up is Verti Anaconda. Oh, boy. Don't at me if it gets banned on Monday. But yeah, considering the fact that Verti Anaconda has just been here, this is like the targeted card of the community, and I think it's still going to be. I see that we have market price at $8.20 right now. How absolutely absurdly amazing is that? The fact that this card has fallen that much via the player base. I mean, imagine if this card doesn't get banned. You see it go topsy-turvy straight on up to $20. That wouldn't surprise me at all, honestly. I think a lot of people are just kind of holding back right now and keeping an eye on this. And then you got other people like, hey, you know what? $8. Screw it. All right, $8 is definitely a lot more inviting than some of the other stuff. Crossout Designator. Yup. So, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. This card, I saw touch $37 earlier in the week, and now we have a market price at $38. You know what's happening here, right? We've been constantly monitoring this. Cheap affordability. Former $80, $90 card, shocked all the way down to $31. It started rolling back up here. Players are looking at future format possibilities here, and they're going, you know what? I don't foresee any sort of application where this gets a reprint anytime soon. And I agree with that. I don't foresee a point where they'll want to dump this. So in order to maintain secondary market value, amongst other things, a lot of people are just picking up their sets now because people don't want to be caught with their pants down like Dragoon was years ago. So I'm not surprised to see that these have basically re-engineered. And number one this week, what in the hell is happening with this? Why does Astro Kariba was what, like number 2 last week? And I was like, okay, why are we doing this? Finally, up from number 2 last week, Astro Creeble took the number 1 spot on the sale charts. What does this mean? Is someone about to get crooked cooked, or is this just a combination of tournament speculation and casual interest, backed by some strong nostalgia? We've seen a demand down from Stealth Kraken. That was so big. Yeah, that's true. And as Stealth Kraken players pick up their Astro Creebos, I don't know what else is dedicated to Xyz play for this thing right now. There's like nothing. There's no reason why this card should be pushing up, which is absolutely kind of hilarious. I don't actually understand why we're going so toxic crazy for this, but yeah, with everybody heading on into the YCS later on today and this weekend, I really do wish you guys the best of luck, and you guys can all shake your heads and go, why is Astro Karibo so high on this list? I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, and don't forget to smash the like button, the subscribe button. Bye, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.